Hello, all you crazy cats and kittens out there in pod person land. Welcome back to another episode of For the Love of Movies. I'm your host, Sean Faw, and today we're going to be talking about Demon Slayer Mugen Train, Muggle Train, Demon Slayer Train, Muggle Train. So this movie was basically my once every 5-year reminder of why it is that I hate anime to begin with. This thing is far more D&D side quests than real movie, and no matter how long they choose to keep endlessly dragging things on for, it never really becomes anything more than a half-assed attempt at a failed animated feature. Mayona. At first, I was laughing at all the different studio tags when the movie first started, since it really generally seems to hold true that the more production company title cards you see, the worse a movie is going to be. And sure enough, it was instantly apparent, and in this, it would seem that each of those studios was responsible for a completely different animation style that then seemed to be assigned totally at random. Some of them were doing beautiful photoreal landscapes, some of them doing mid-level 3D, some doing passable but static 2/3 shots, and some doing is basically shitty 2D stick figure bullshit. And then everything in between was in there. And they just keep cutting between all of these different varying types freely throughout each of the scenes. And for the entire movie, it basically just feels like an unfinished project where we are still waiting for all those various renders to come in so we can stitch together the real final movie. Mayona. But even if the animation was consistent and not mostly just shitty speed racer filler animatic crap, the writing would still be unbearably infantile in its construction and filled with ridiculously cumbersome amounts of exposition spouted to no one. And I'm not even talking about the horrible dialogue, because I can forgive a lot to possibly being lost in translation there. I'm really talking about the actual unfolding of events and how they are presented and how they are not set up at all, but just flashbacks at the end of the movie to fill us in on shit that should have been set up in the first act, or just randomly cutting to a character talking to themselves about everything that's happening and how they got there and why they're doing the things they're doing and who they're doing them with or for. It's like having a shitty dungeon master that just keeps making crap up at the last minute to try and cover for your spell card not working this time, or randomly throwing in NPCs to spew all the information at once and, just not really understanding the entire concept of show don't tell. There's just no building here. 鬼が来ようとこんころり息も忘れてこんころり腹の中でもこんころりもう目覚めることはできないよ。And the fact that they basically just keep yelling the names of spells or moves and then show basically the same string of flashing colors across the screen, then some stupid close-up of more spinning colors behind it, and expect you to get excited about all the crazy action they didn't really even show you, just kind of fills me with so much rage. I mean, you're the one making the movie. You show me what's going on. Don't throw up placeholder images and make me come up with cooler shit in my head than what you're actually willing to put on screen, or even what you're willing to put into your own fucking script. Do your job and finish your damn movie like a big boy before you release it. Red circle firepower! The voice acting is all annoying as hell as well. I mean, I spent most of the time assuming the main character was a girl, even though they kept calling her bro. I mean, that finally became clear when somewhere around the end of the second act, they started calling him the boy with the earrings. But I mean, that really has no bearing on anything anyway, though, because the character was so nondescript that their gender, either one way or the other, would really not have changed a single frame of this movie. also, there was just so much goddamn crying from so many characters, regardless of gender, that I just really wanted to throw them all in a fire anyway. So this thing could be over and I could just get on with my life. Then the one almost likable character was the pig head kid, but then he starts crying too, and I just wanted to throw him in the burning fire as well.
目覚めるために
伊之助様のお通りじゃ。
Overall, from the abhorrent, overly redundant expositional monologues to the horrible hodgepodge of animation, and through to the contemptible rough draft of a plot points only skeleton script, I really just hated every excruciating minute of this giant pile of dog shit. I can't recommend it to anyone, but also you have to bear in mind that this probably would be the same word for word review I would give to any anime I would see at this point. With very few exceptions, in my opinion, it's all just kind of unfinished work in progress bullshit that needs some serious rewrites, or like any rewrites at all, before even having a chance at starting to be an acceptable theatrical film, as opposed to the sort of half-assed animated round of Magic the Gathering they usually are.
うまい
Huh? Anyways, this has been For the Love of Movies. I'm Sean Fa. We've been watching Dragon Slayer, the Mugen Train, and yeah, make sure you like and comment and subscribe and tell a friend and tell an enemy, and throw in a comment about, you know, what you want me to talk about next. Looking to branch out and do some more movies, as I keep telling you, but I don't know anyone watches this, so whatever. Do the stuff. Later. Click the button. Bye.
迷うな
Red Circle Firepower!